I don't think that's going anywhere. I'm not driving far. Let the games begin. Just got back with a load of pipe. Still haven't fixed my trailer jack, so farm jack for the win. 2-inch pipe, 1,300 feet of 2-inch pipe. I have 100 feet of 1-inch pipe, a couple sticks of 3/4, and we have a few pieces of 2-inch electrical conduit, some 2-inch sweep 90s. All 4 walls of the shop are going to have at least one 2-inch. I think all 4. I don't know how I'm going to disperse these, but I got 4 sweeps and some electrical conduit, and I'm just going to stub these out. They're going to be capped underground at certain locations for future proofing. If I want to run something into the shop, I want to put the conduit into the concrete. Even if I don't need it ever, it's better to have it and not need it than need it and not have it. Bunch of glue and some other stuff, some fittings and whatnot. Tomorrow I'm going to run all this. Me and my wife are, and I'm about to leave here to go get the trencher. So the goal is to put this trailer with all the supplies on the Jeep, and the Jeep can go up and down the driveway as we lay this pipe, and then I'll use my truck to go get the trencher, because it comes with a trailer, so you don't have to have your own trailer to haul it. So that's the plan for tomorrow. Let me jump on my wife's bicycle. I'll put the GoPro on my head and we'll go up and down the driveway, and I'll kind of get an idea for exactly where the pipe is going to be, where the trench is going to be, because it's a little bit inside outside the driveway. I'm gonna ride the bike up and down the driveway. You staying with Mama, or are you gonna come with me?
Come up there.
Okay, I'll be right there. I'm gonna put the GoPro on my head. Well, she's ready. You ready? Yep. Let's go. All right, we're not gonna go on the road. We're gonna stay in the gravel, okay? So we're at the end of the driveway. The meter is going to be set somewhere right over here. I'm not exactly sure. Probably close to right here. And we're gonna start trenching tomorrow from there all the way back on the left-hand side of the driveway. So right up here, we're gonna have to come down this little lip right here and stay to the left of this ditch area on the driveway. Now, as far as the trencher is concerned, I don't know if it is a center, it's a tracked trencher. I don't know if the trench itself is gonna be in the center of the machine, if it's gonna be offset to one side. I don't know that, but I'm gonna try and be as close as I can to that little wall right there and trench through on this side. We come up here to the turnaround tree. We're gonna try and stay off the driveway as much as I can. I just mainly want to be away from where the gravel is going to be. It's not always going to be super easy, but here's what it is. Electricity came through on this side. We still have to clean up quite a bit. That's the first junction box for the electricity, and I think because this is a kind of a turnaround area, so as people leave with their side-by-side, friends and family, or maybe us leaving, having a water spigot right over here, a water station, a wash station of some kind, I think that would be great. So, oh man, I'm gonna be out of breath from riding this bicycle up and down these hills. Anyway, hey, please don't do the horn while while I'm recording, okay? Thank you so much. So we're going to have a spigot somewhere over here, and I don't want to be super close to this pine. I don't think the roots will be too problematic, but I also don't want to be super close to it. So right over here, we'll go like so. And then right about at this, what once was a trail entrance, this is where we punched in for our very first trail we started cutting on the property. This is where I accessed it, but then I got to thinking, I really don't want this trail to be up and down the driveway tearing this up. So what we did is, inside the trail system, we extended it behind this row of trees so that it ends up right at that circle turnaround tree. It just makes more sense that way. So I piled stuff up right there to say stop going through here, but as this transitions through here, I want to get onto the side of the driveway, not the actual driveway itself. So right around here, I want the entire trencher machine to be up on that other surface. And I want to ride with that all the way to the culvert. So I've already box bladed through here just to kind of clean up the path a little bit. We shouldn't have any issues at all through here. Again, I don't know if it's a center trenched machine or if the trencher itself is offset to one side. I don't know. That's going to determine which end of the trench we start on. So I don't know if I'm starting at the road or if I'm starting at the clearing. Don't know that yet. Anyway, coming through here, I still got to clean up all this mess from when the driveway was put in. Driveway was created. I started doing that up here. You'll see in just a second. So here we go up through here. I'm in Mississippi. I don't know what the frost line is here. Something like 8 inches, something like that. So we don't have to go super deep. Plus, it's going to be a large volume of water. It's a 2-inch pipe, so that would take a decent amount of time to freeze if I am super shallow in some areas. But I'm going to go as deep as the trencher will allow. So we're still riding up on this little ledge, this little platform. And then I've kind of feathered this out a little bit already with the box blade on the tractor. I'm probably gonna have to do just a little bit more. But right here, we're gonna cut through the bottom of this little ditch, this drainage area. Again, trying to stay as deep as we possibly can because I want to take this down another 6 inches. This culvert did anyway. But from here, we have to jump back into the driveway. I can't go up there because you'll see up there, there's a couple trees that are really close to the driveway, so I don't want to mess with that. So at the culvert, we're going to come through here, maybe staying in the middle of the ditch, depending on how deep I can go, because this ditch is not going to get any deeper, not by me anyway. So then the whole trencher machine will be on this slight slope of an angle, favoring the driveway. Coming through here. I've started, oh yeah, I just passed that. I started cleaning up this area of the side where the driveway just became chaos. Started to burn it, but rain. So this is going to be a nice little side section of the driveway. Now, I don't know what I'm going to plant here. I've got 2 things in mind. Either number 1, just plant a bunch of stuff for pollinators, or plant a food plot through here just for the sake of, you know, letting wildlife come and go as they please through here and us being able to see a bunch of wildlife. That would be pretty cool too. This would not be a hunting area at all. Just wildlife come up, eat what you want and go away. That'd be fine, cool, all that good stuff. So pollinators or food plot, I'm not sure. But I want the trench to be on the road side of this ditch now, or the driveway side of the ditch now, mainly because of these trees over here, and this just, there's too much more work to be done to get it to be nice on the little flat spot up there. Yeah, and the elevation changes quite a bit. It raises up right here and then drops back down right there, just from the debris from creating the driveway. So we're gonna get a little muddy. We're gonna come into the driveway just a little bit up here and stay in the driveway over here. Now in that corner I just passed, the ditch is very deep, too deep. He had to get some material to fill in some bad spots in the driveway, so that's why it's really deep right there. Up here it's more appropriate, right? You only want like we only wanted like a 12-inch or so crown just to get the water off the center. That's all you really need. So trenching through here is not going to be an issue, I don't think. It is kind of muddy. We're doing it tomorrow, so hopefully that's not a huge problem. Got a little elevation change here, so we're going to come over this, and I don't know exactly where we're going to stop. This is all of our like staging area where we just tarp everything when it rains. I'm thinking coming in right about where, probably in between those 2 blue jack stands right there, somewhere right around there, we'll have a spigot and then a T going off to the shop, a T going to the spigot, and then the other side of that second T is just going to be capped off on the other side with a ball valve, so that way that's future expansion to the house over there. So from that spot right about where she is, I think we're going to just play it by ear tomorrow. Well, it does not like tree roots. This ought to be interesting. I haven't made it to the turnaround tree yet, and we're not really like super close to any trees. Yeah, kinda, sorta. But this was the closest spot to the tree, nothing. And then right here, I keep hitting roots, and we're bogging down. I'm not going incredibly deep. Frost line is relatively high here in Mississippi. Don't really have to go down hardly at all, like 8 inches, something like that. So I'm plenty deep enough for that. Plus it's going to be a large volume pipe, 2-inch pipe, so I'm not too worried about freezing at all. Not really at all. As a matter of fact, the first place I lived out of high school, first place of my own, I buried a 3/4 inch pipe with a shovel, like 4 or 5 inches deep, and it never froze. So here we go. I got to figure out the speed going through these roots. Started at what was it, 5:45. It is 7:11 and I ran out of fuel. Am I even here? Oh yeah, it's dark. Yeah, 7:11, ran out of fuel. I'm not sure if I'm gonna call it quits or throw some fuel in there and keep going. Whew. The trailer that this thing comes with is insanely loud. Insanely loud. Just a bunch of metal bouncing around. But I got to about, well, right there. I think about a third of the way done. Third of the way done. And I'm 2 hours in. So that's on par with a 8-hour rental. I'm gonna keep going. We've reached the time of the year where you gotta bring a jacket in the morning. I woke up, it was 50 degrees outside, which is nice. Real nice. So today should be a good day. We're supposed to have a decent amount of wind all day today, which is good because that keeps the bugs off me. That's important. Bugs can't really fly that well in the wind, so any day it's kind of windy, it's a good day to be outside. Around here anyway. Been digging pretty deep for quite a while. Right about there where the color changed, I went down. I want to go as deep as possible through this this washout area. This is just the only place that I can cut through. So as deep as possible right here, that way erosion doesn't surface the pipe. And full tank, 1 hour and 37 minutes until you got to refuel. We're gonna begin right here, but we gotta do a little bit of planning before we start gluing together. 1 inch pipe coming back to here. It goes 1 inch to the slab, then 3/4 inside of it. So 3/4 inside, 1 inch over to this main junction area, and then ties into the 2 inch. 2 inch is the supply is coming in this way. I'm gonna break off, I haven't quite figured out the exact location of the spigots, because this is gonna kind of be a mess of shutoff valves. I think I'm gonna have to dig this out at a later date and put a bigger, better box in here so I can access multiple shutoff valves. And then maybe build like a not a permanent, but put a table over the top of it. That way I can access the box down below, but use the table with the spigot over here for kind of like a wash station, something like that. But anyway, 2 inch supply comes in here, spigot, shop, 2 inch ball valve, and capped pipe going for future expansion. But before I get too carried away, and because my help has left me for just a little bit, what I'm gonna do is walk the entire length of the trench singing a song that there's a beat to the song. Figure out, like, another one bites the dust, something that there's a regular beat to, and maybe not as frequent as I'm snapping my fingers, but I'm just gonna walk and snap a picture, and snap a picture, and snap a picture, and snap a picture, the entire length of this all the way to the road, and I will archive that. Digital storage is cheap, and that's cheap insurance to know the exact location of the pipe at any way down, at any location on the entire run of the pipe. You can use landmarks around it through each one of the photographs to figure out where the exact pipe is. That's cheaper than using a tracer wire. That's cheaper than permanently marking it. And that's what I've always done for stuff like this, and it's always worked. Digitally archive everything. Storage is cheap. And then back it up. You got to back it up. Also, every time that there's some type of major landmark, extra set of photos all over the place. And I'm recording video in this whole process. So never can have too much documentation. Got my measuring wheel out, and now GoPro on my head. I want to record a walk back, but I also want to measure out how much I trenched. This will be really close to the final number for pipe, but I just want to know how much I trenched. So here we go. All right, roughly 1241 for the 2-inch, and I bought 1,300 feet, so we have plenty of 2-inch pipe. And then from here to the shop is 1-inch, and I purchased 100 feet of it. So 1241 plus whatever this is. Total run is 1321 plus about 10 feet at the first spigot at the road. So that's 1331 plus, say, 4 right there from the intersection back. So 1335 total feet. 1335. Out and done. Just finished up. It is 5:53 p.m. on Thursday, and I started trenching yesterday at 4:45 p.m. So about 24 hours of work and sleeping in there as well. 1,335 feet of trench. Pipe is all glued and in place. We have it just stubbed out over here because, like I said, we were expecting the meter to be installed, but that was a no-go. Once all this gets done, we're going to work on the gate. I wanted to figure out the exact location of the water and then electricity on that side before I sunk the gate posts. I'm looking forward to getting that gate put up, and while we're up here doing the gate work, we'll clean up. I haven't messed with that forever. Anywho, I'm exhausted. My feet are cramping up. My toes are. These boots, these are my mud boots. They're good mud boots. They're not good all day, everyday boots. They're really not. I've got a nice pair of JK boots. They're pricey, but I can go a full day on my feet and not hurt at all. Same is not true for the ones I'm wearing right now. All right, so everything's pretty much buttoned up. We're not gonna cover it. I wanted to pressure test it today before I covered it up, but that ain't gonna happen. It's been a few days since I shot the I guess that Jeep intro video, and this is one of the many reasons why I wanted to switch to a Jeep versus a side-by-side. I can pull my trailer around. Having a mobile workbench, toolbox, whatever this is, this trailer, being able to pull it around with the Jeep on days like today saved my butt. We just trenched a bunch of pipe, and this thing has been super handy. Well, why can't I use my truck? Well, I could have, but my truck has a different trailer on it. I rented a trencher, so having another vehicle where I don't have to keep swapping back and forth has proven to be nice. Having this many shutoff valves right next to each other, I was hoping they'd be a little bit closer, but obviously they can't be because these fittings are kind of large for 2-inch stuff. So I've got two options. I could put a 4-inch pipe on this, 4-inch pipe on that, 6-inch pipe on this, just vertical coming up, and then get one of those long-handled wrenches to turn it on and off. I might do that, or I might find a plastic box that'll last in the ground and get one that's big enough to where I can access all of these at once. I don't know, but I don't have to make that decision today. The spigot is going to be probably right about there, so that way whatever I decide with all of this stuff, it'll be kind of, I'll have a hose reel right here and maybe a table right in front of the spigot or something to where these won't be like a trip hazard, because something will stop you from going too far that way. Yeah, spigot's going to be right about there. I just have some extra pipe hanging out just to mark it, and so I don't have to dig all the dirt out of this and clean the end and all that crap. I'll cut it, put the spigot on sometime other than today, because I'm tired. She's tired. She worked her butt off. I'm ready to go to bed.